All right. Let's talk about the Dan Snyder video that surfaced yesterday. And I'll admit, I was stunned when I saw it. So I guess TMZ caught up with him. I don't know. Somebody must have tipped them off.
Right.
I mean, how would they know that Dan Snyder is in town?
Right, him and Jason Wright. There's no way that he's volunteering to do an interview outside of SoFi Stadium.
It almost seemed like he was aware because he wasn't like being douchey. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was like open to talking to the guy. He was prepared to
actually act semi-human.
He seemed a little bit prepared.
Right.
But I was telling Drabby and JP during the break, like, Dan Snyder has been the owner here for 20 years. I can count on one hand the number of interviews I remember him doing. Anytime you've ever seen him talk, he's reading from a script at a podium introducing the latest new coach.
Right. So I've seen him four or five times.
So
we're just doing a bad bit about Thanksgiving, and it's not funny, and all of the oxygen is sucked out of the room.
Well, he doesn't have one funny bone in his body.
That's correct.
But I honestly, I don't understand this dude. I don't know his personality. I've never seen him really talk off the cuff. Everything is just reading from a script. That was the first time I saw him somewhat in a natural setting. And I'll say this, he didn't come out too weird.
Can we play the clip? So he was with Tanya, his wife, right?
Yeah.
He was with Jason Wright, and
Yeah.
he said he was with a group of like 12 people, but those are the only ones that I saw on camera.
Yeah.
And Jason Wright speaks a lot. Here's Daniel Snyder in Los Angeles being approached by a TMZ reporter.
I guess we don't have that audio at this point. We'll effort to get it queued
I
up.
assumed we had it ready to roll.
you thought we had it?
I just saw Cody Betts spasming through the.
We were talking
through the
about it during the
glass.
break.
Yeah, no. So anyway, maybe he could find it. Either way, anybody just we'll tweet it. You go to TMZ, you can see it. I guess there's some news there. I mean, most of us know that they're going to build a new stadium.
Well, they've been working on it for years.
I mean, maybe they're putting some sort of date on it. Maybe.
Do you like the touring aspect?
Yeah,
or are
sure.
these guys just doing free trips?
I mean, I think
They're going to go to Europe.
Well, I think they're investigating the newest stadiums.
Have they
around
nixed the moat
world.
idea? Whatever happened to that? The
That's
architectural
gone.
design.
Yeah, I think you know
gone.
what I think that idea was from? Bruce Allen having 25 Coors Lights in his office, and then sending an idea to like an artist.
I think we actually even asked Jason that when we had dinner with him. I mean, the moat is long gone. I mean, that's not anywhere near.
Can you tell us anything
The
about that
moat really was going to be like a huge lazy river. Is that the deal?
I mean, they wanted it to be like an
Who doesn't like a lazy river?
Look, they're
They're
trying to figure
fantastic.
out ways to get a lot of usage out of the the property.
You don't want it open for just 10 dates playing football games. You need it to be open for more.
Now,
than
he
just that.
seemed non-committal to D.C., Virginia,
Correct.
or Maryland. They're all still in play.
Seems like it. I mean, obviously.
Oh yeah,
Dan
he
has
made
made it
sure
known.
to mention Washington D.C. and Maryland and Virginia, all of them.
Dan has made it known. I mean, his preference would be D.C. His preference would probably even be the old site.
right near Nats Park.
I think his preference is who's going to give him the biggest sweetheart deal.
Of
Well,
course.
it's all of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, all things being equal, his preference would be D.C., of course. But who knows what's going to happen?
If you want to chime in, 800-636-1067. You can call us on the Gambit DC listener lines. Bet, play, win with Gambit DC, brought to you by the DC Lottery. What do you make of it? I'm with you, Eric. He came off pretty normal.
Like
he seemed like he was kind of like he was even dressed normal. Like usually you see him dressed in a suit, or he wears like.
I didn't actually recognize him because he didn't have his glasses on.
and or sometimes he has like his goofy like Redskins gear, which is horrible.
Yeah, he was wearing.
This actually looked like a normal dude wearing kind of a hoodie, I believe.
He was a little hunched over.
A little bit. Well,
Posture's mediocre.
He's close to
Posture's
60
hard.
probably.
I have bad posture. He has bad posture.
He's got to be close to 60, right?
I think he's about 5 years older than us. I don't
Maybe
think he's
56,
quite
57.
60.
But I honestly, and don't take this the wrong way, and I'm not saying this in a disparaging way. I just haven't seen this guy talk off the cuff. I don't know that he isn't special needs or something. You know what I mean? Like, so he came off, I thought, relatively normal, and I was a little bit surprised, to be honest with you.
Maybe Jason's a good influence on him.
Jason Wright?
Jason Wright.
Yeah.
He's
well,
kinda
Jason's
picking up his
super
vibe a
normal.
little.
Although I
He's
almost
normal.
felt like Jason was jumping in because he was afraid Dan was going to say
Well,
something.
because he knows he's way more polished in front of a camera than Dan Snyder.
Well, I think also he thinks part of his job is to take the bullets for Dan. In a situation like that, Dan doesn't want to talk.
Right.
He just happened. I feel like somebody was tipped off, and Dan knew that was coming.
this
'Cause
is
he was
weird.
in way too good a mood.
This is weird to say, but in the screenshot on TMZ, like if you just look at it for a second, Dan almost resembles like a shrunken down version of Bruce Allen to me. Like with the hair going grayer, the way his hair is styled.
Yeah.
It was weird. The first time I saw it.
That this guy who's been here for 20 years is such a friggin' enigma to us.
It's just the way he likes
It's
it.
the weirdest thing ever. It's so weird.
Well, because
I don't even know the owner.
He's almost universally reviled by the fan base because he's run the franchise into the ground over the last 20-plus years.
I know, but I mean, you could argue other owners have done the same thing, but at least you kind of know them. We don't even know this dude.
I'm fine with it.
Right. Do you really want to get to know Dan Snyder?
A little bit.
Have you guys been to these other new stadiums, these indoor stadiums?
The fancy new ones,
Yeah.
you mean?
I
Any
have
of them?
not.
Not like
I'm
in
telling you,
Arizona or something?
Yeah, I've been to Arizona. I've been to the Texan Stadium. It's a completely different experience. And like 2027 seems so long ago.
I hope I'm alive in
I mean,
27.
so far
Dude,
from now.
Well, yeah, no, it did. When we
Okay.
first started talking about
Yeah.
this, like 6 years ago.
It's
I
not
never
that
thought it would
far
happen.
off.
Now it's 5 years and some change.
It
around
seems
the
like
corner.
they're up against it. Like they better pick
Yeah.
a site
A
soon.
site and get some plans out
'Cause
there, and we're going to be seeing what they're doing.
You don't just erect one of these palaces in 18 months unless you want it to be FedEx Field Part 2. Like that's not going to happen.
I know Eric
They're-
doesn't think FedEx Field's that bad. I think he was talking about that a few weeks ago.
I don't think it's that bad.
I think having a huge indoor stadium with air conditioning and you don't have to deal with the elements,
Yeah.
better parking, better location, it's going to make the experience.
Well, there's no
100
way.
times
Do we
There's
better.
know
no
it's going to
way-
be indoor? We know
I
that?
just think that you assume that. They're not really building many all-out.
There's no
stadiums
way they
there.
cut corners on this stadium.
No.
They're going to make this state of the art. It's going to be amazing. It's not going to be grilled by the fan base because it was done quicker than it should have been.
And no one really fell in love with FedEx Field anyway.
No.
I mean, it was,
But I never
Impossible.
thought it was terrible. Like it just gets trashed.
it's okay.
To me it's
Maybe
like
it's
an
because-
average stadium.
Maybe it's because you never felt a real home field advantage because
We
they
definitely
always
never
sucked.
felt as yeah.
I mean, if it was more alive, more of an atmosphere like RFK was, but no one really loved FedEx.
No, understood. And there's no charm to it. It's just a
Right.
very vanilla stadium. But I never thought it sucked. You know what sucked? The Vet. I went to you ever been to the Vet?
I've been to the Vet.
That place sucked.
Those
Well,
are
that's
all
old school.
I know, I'm
multi-purpose
just saying.
football/baseball stadiums that were all the rage, like in the late '60s through
Right.
the '80s. They were
Right.
gross.
I went to whatever the heck
very
it's called
stale.
now a few years ago, and it was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the sponsor now?
Hold on, don't tell me.
You drive
Is it
by
the
all
link?
time.
Is it the
Stadium?
link?
No, it's a bank.
Oh, okay.
Citizens Bank,
Is it?
I think.
I feel like that's the
I could be
Phillies.
No, that's
the
first. The Link. Lincoln Financial is the Phillies.
There you go.
Yeah, you got to get your financial institution straight, JP.
Mickelson just missed about an 8-footer would have tied him for the lead. Damn it. Anyway,
Lincoln Financial Field.
the other
That's where
part
the
that
Eagles
they
play.
talked about was the name, right? And I can't remember what he said. I think did he say
All non-committal. Everything's still in play.
He said, we'll let you know soon.
Said
But he
that they're
said
working
soon,
very
though.
hard.
right? But I guess soon.
Jason Wright kept saying they're working very hard.
Yeah.
It is very weird. If you would have told me, I don't know, 6 months ago or a year ago, Dan Snyder's going to be walking from, where was he walking from? Some hotel or where was he? when he
I
was
don't know.
doing the
It's in
video?
front of the
Hard to tell.
stadium. I
Yeah,
Right.
I think it was in front of the stadium.
He probably got dropped off by like a fleet of limos
And
from
he's
his
going to do
hotel.
an interview with TMZ. I would have said no chance.
But I give them credit for actually looking at other stadiums and trying to figure out what they like,
Yeah.
what they don't like. Like
What are the
they're
great
doing their due
stadiums
diligence.
over in Europe? Like, what's the hot stadium? What's the Jerry Jones Stadium in Europe that everyone loves?
Yeah,
Like
soccer drab.
I
Let
think
us know.
Bayern Munich has a very
Bayern
nice
Munich?
Alliance Stadium or something.
Uh-huh.
Not quite sure.
Yeah. I didn't assume that it was going to be like an indoor stadium. But I guess
But
I guess the
that helps you.
retractable roof is pretty standard
That
these
helps
days,
you
right?
bring in like
The Super
Final
Bowl
Fours, Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And,
But you are right
boxing
about that.
matches.
You are right about that video. He comes across as a normal guy.
Yeah.
And not one of the worst people in the world. And we all know the true, story about Dan Snyder.
Yeah, but if he was like that more often, he wouldn't be as
It
reviled.
could
I know.
change the narrative
Right.
a little
I just
bit.
don't know if he has it in him.
Winning changes the narrative the most. We just haven't had any of that.
No, but he could change it surrounding him.
Correct.
Maybe Jason, like you said, maybe Jason Wright's
Rubbing off on him a little
calming effect. I don't know.